All right, y'all, we are back with another video. And before we start, please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. We must protect President Trump at all times. And it brings me to this video right here where you got this corrupt liar, Hillary Clinton, spewing all these lies, especially this dumb stuff she just said after Donald Trump was almost assassinated. Like, we are so sick of this crap. This is a woman who should be in jail for deleting all those emails. But yet she sits around all the time talking crap about Donald Trump and saying some of the most disturbing stuff after this right here just happened. This is just crazy. But this is who Kamala Harris is using, is Hillary Clinton. So Kamala Harris is the one under fire for this crap. I mean, at this point, it's like now they willing to try to do whatever it takes to win, spewing lies on Donald Trump, started bringing up Project 2025. The man said he had nothing to do with that, but they still using it. Yet they talking about they glad President Trump okay. They ain't glad President Trump okay, because they're the same people who spreading all this rhetoric on him, calling him a threat to democracy, calling him Hitler, a day one dictator, calling him all these names that make people want to go after him. So at this point, we just are sick of this crap, and we must get President Trump back in the White House. This is our only way. So like I said, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this, y'all. Let's go.
Hillary Clinton, the queen of the Russian collusion hoax that cost taxpayers tens of millions of dollars in a wasted investigation, is now calling for the jailing of Americans who spread misinformation. You can't make this stuff up. We're going to look at the latest incoherent drivel coming from this washed-up, corrupt has-been, and we're going to see what's really behind this hysterical, hypocritical rant. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your patron professor, here to help you stay sane in these insane times. You know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe. But before we dive in here, you may have noticed that there has been a major uptick in whatever version of COVID is swirling around. The author of the Russian collusion hoax was just on with her chief apologist, Rachel Maddow, on the misinformation channel MSNBC, and the conversation took a rather bizarre and embarrassingly hypocritical turn.
You mentioned the press, and sadly, the press is still not able to cover Trump the way that they should. They careen from one outrage to the next. What was outrageous 3 days ago is no longer on the front pages, even though it threatens the physical safety of so many people, particularly, as you point out, immigrants that he and Vance have decided to demonize. And I don't understand why it's so difficult for the press to have a consistent narrative about how dangerous Trump is.
Wow.
You know, the late, great journalist, Harry Evans, one time said that, journalists should, really try to achieve objectivity. And by that, he said, I mean, they should cover the object. Well, the object in this case is Donald Trump, his demagoguery, his danger to our country and the world, and stick with it.
And then, if you could believe it,
that's crazy,
the
bro.
conversation, if you could call it that, turned, I kid you not, it turned to what else?
I think it's important to indict the Russians, just as Mueller indicted a lot of Russians who were engaged in direct election interference and boosting Trump back in 2016. But I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrence, because the Russians are unlikely, except in a very few cases, to ever stand trial in the United States. You know, they're not going to be going to a country where they can be extradited or even returning to the United States unless they are very foolish. So I think we need to uncover all of the connections and make it very clear that you can vote however you want, but we are not going to let adversaries, whether it is Russia, China, Iran, or anybody else, basically try to influence Americans as to how we should vote in picking our leaders.
So you heard it yourself. Hillary came out last night and basically advocated civil or criminal penalties against Americans who peddle disinformation or particular Russian disinformation. Now, there's just so many angles we can rip this apart from. I mean, the obvious one is the embarrassingly rank hypocrisy here that anyone could see.
Yep.
I mean, it's been widely documented and reported that that woman that you just heard denouncing the spread of misinformation, that very woman contributed to the fabrication of the Russian collusion hoax, and she approved a plan to disseminate that hoax to a legacy media all too willing to report it, most particularly Rachel Maddow of MSNBC, who, of course, Hillary was talking to. Rachel Maddow was excoriated by her fellow journalists for her dereliction of duty as a supposed journalist. So the hypocrisy doesn't just extend to Hillary. It implicates Maddow as well. But nothing in the end matches Hillary's contempt for truth. For example, when Hillary tweeted this out on October 31st of 2016, just a week before her campaign went down in flames, she said this, quote, "Computer scientists have apparently uncovered a covert server linking the Trump organization to a Russian-based bank." Now, when she tweeted that out, she knew she was tweeting out fabricated misinformation that she herself helped fabricate. She knew that.
Yep.
We have sworn court testimony from Clinton's 2016 campaign manager, Robert Mook, that confirms she knew, when she tweeted that out, she knew it was pure and complete and total bunk. She knew she was tweeting out misinformation.
And don't even care, but nothing is never done about it. The same woman who deleted those emails, she the one who should be in jail. She always calling for Donald Trump to be in jail. He's a threat to democracy. She's always saying all of this stuff when she the one who should be in jail. She should be thanking Donald Trump. Donald Trump said that he wasn't even going to put you in jail. He didn't even want to lock you up. Now, see, that's the thing right there. They want to do it to Trump, but yet he didn't do it to her when he could have. He could have easily got Hillary Clinton locked up. And he said, you know what? I don't want to put a former president's wife in jail. And then look how she studied acting towards him. The man was almost assassinated. And then she's already coming right back again, calling him dangerous, calling him this, calling him that. Just putting more, just adding more fuel to the fire to some crazy person out there who's willing to might try it again because of this crap right here. And this is what Kamala Harris is allowing. Why hasn't Kamala Harris come out and say, Hillary, we don't want to do that because there's inviting violence towards the former president? Kamala Harris don't care. That's why I told you that message she put out, that was just a complete lie. She don't care about Donald Trump. She just said it because she feel like people will be on her side. That's why didn't nobody fall for that crap. Because she the same person calling Trump a threat to democracy. She the one calling him a day one dictator. It's like, come on. These people don't care about this man. You telling me she did this the day after this man was could have been assassinated. And she come right back again. He's dangerous. Like, these people are, man, this stuff just pisses you off, just especially like the left-wing media. Instead of, oh, Donald Trump caused this on himself because of that rhetoric. No, it's the rhetoric that's coming out y'all mouth. Y'all keep calling this man Hitler. Y'all keep calling him all these names. Now they going after J.D. Vance. Like, it's like, come on, man. These people, and I told y'all at the beginning, they are willing to do and say anything to try to win. They do not care. So why would Hillary Clinton come right out and say some stuff like this after President Trump could have been almost assassinated again? And she come right back out again, adding more fuel to the fire to make somebody else want to do this. Make somebody else want to go out and try to take out President Trump because of this rhetoric that's coming out her mouth. That's why Kamala Harris hasn't came out and said, Hillary, stop. Don't do that. She's not going to do it because she don't care. She wants something to happen. But this is what they allow. President Trump get back in office. I hope he might well need to go and go lock Hillary Clinton up. All this dumb rhetoric that's coming out of her mouth when this man didn't even lock you up when he could have. And this is the respect you give him? I can understand you're a Democrat, you don't like him, but saying stuff like this when he could have locked you up, but he didn't do it. Now it makes a lot of people say, hell, he should have locked you up.
But somehow, some way, she appears immune from the very punitive measures she wants to apply to others. I wonder why that is.
But yeah, they always saying Donald Trump's spewing rhetoric about them, but yet they say this about Donald Trump all the time. Why they keep calling him Hitler? Why they keep saying all this stuff? So when Donald Trump respond, he's the one spewing rhetoric. So he got to just sit back and let y'all call him all these things, and he can't say nothing back. It's like, this is crazy.
Think it through. How can Hillary not only say the things that she's saying there, but also how can Rachel Maddow go along with such obvious rank hypocrisy? How does her audience go along with that?
It's just
sad. There's an answer to that. This is where I think a very deep analysis of what these psychopaths are doing here, where I think it's so important, that kind of analysis. It's not that Hillary is a hypocrite. I mean, that's obvious.
Yep.
Nor is it simply a matter of her own self-preservation. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, make no mistake. What Hillary's saying there is very much a matter of self-interest. I mean, think about it. She's scared to death of what might happen to her and her ilk were Trump to walk back into that Oval Office with the power.
That's what it is. That's why she's saying all of this stuff, because she feel like, oh, if Donald Trump get back in, he's gonna try to go after me for deleting those emails. That's why she's spewing all this crap. Whatever she can put in people's head to make them want to go out and do something to Donald Trump. All these people want something to happen to Donald Trump. Go over to MSNBC. That's all they hollering. Donald Trump needs to be eliminated. It's obvious.
Power of the presidency. Hillary and the whole of the deep state, that's about as rotten as she is haggard, they all believe the return of Trump is an absolute existential threat to their power and control. Trump, Vance, Kennedy, Vivek, they all together represent the single greatest threat to the administrative state that the administrative state has ever seen. Well, certainly since 2016, but as Trump has admitted, he was far too trusting in his first term. He tried to make peace with the establishment in the hopes that they would cooperatively go along with his reforms. Instead, they sought to betray and undermine him every step of the way, most especially with the help of Hillary Clinton and the Russian collusion hoax. So obviously she and her deep state ilk are scared to death of Trump coming back. But something far more consequential is behind what she just said there. Again, like with the Russian collusion hoax, Hillary knows what she's doing here.
Yep.
She is very intentionally drawing from frames of reference that comprise what scholars call a risk society. And a risk society involves the various ways in which politicians increase their power and control by alarming the population of the imminence of harm and danger. We saw this, unfortunately, coming from the Republicans after 9/11 with the justification of the passage of the Patriot Act, which initiated the rise of the surveillance state. It's beyond ironic, is it not, that the very anti-terrorist measures that Republicans passed in the early 2000s are now being used against predominantly Republicans, like we're seeing with the J6 protesters, who've now been deemed as one of the single greatest what? As one of the single greatest what? Threats, yes, threats to our democracy. This is essential for Hillary Clinton's propaganda to work. She's got to convince a significant number of people that their safety is at risk.
Yeah, that's exactly what that's what I was just saying. She's trying to make it seem like, please don't vote for Donald Trump. He's a threat. He's going to do this. No, she know he's going to come after her. You sitting up here talking about Donald Trump, you saying all this stuff, you're calling him dangerous after what almost happened. You know what Hillary Clinton is doing? She basically calling for somebody else to take out President Trump. She calling for somebody else to take a shot at President Trump and hoping that they hit. That's what she's calling for. Listen to the way this woman is talking. She's calling for something else to happen to Donald Trump, and Kamala Harris has everything to do with this. She ain't saying nothing about it. She ain't telling Hillary Clinton to, hey, don't do that. Don't spew hate on the former president. She ain't gonna do any of that. She see it. She gonna be like, well, I didn't see it. But yeah, you the vice president. You ain't gonna come out and say, hey, Hillary, please don't do that. They are all in it together. They want something to happen to President Trump, and Hillary Clinton is calling for it. This is just sickening. Can't beat the man fair and square. So now you want something to happen to him.
And that the only solution to that danger is for them to give up some of their freedoms. So that's the pattern of the expanse of the state in what scholars call a risk society. That's why they focus so much attention on the threats of so-called disinformation or misinformation, which of course begs the immediate question. Why then, Hillary, are you not being prosecuted for this? Why isn't Rachel Maddow being prosecuted? If civil or criminal charges should be levied against those who are knowingly spreading misinformation that is detrimental to our democratic process, then why aren't the both of you at the front of the line of accountability?
Exactly.
And we all know the answer. It's entailed in the whole notion of a risk society. Because none of this ultimately has anything to do with risk. It has nothing to do with harm. It has nothing to do with danger. It has everything to do with what? With power and control.
Yep.
That's why the Democrats and the legacy media are never accountable for the blatant falsehoods they spread. They're never accountable precisely because such accountability is itself a tool for them to acquire more power and control. A tool for them to acquire more power and control. That's it.
Salute to Dr. Steve Turley. So Trump need to go after Hillary Clinton for this misinformation that she's been doing for the longest. So she's just scared because she know President Trump going to come after her once he's in Oval Office. So now she's just going to be spewing hate, and hopefully people fall for it. Ain't nobody falling for that crap. She still can't get over the fact that she lost to Donald Trump 8 years ago. So she's still going to try to spew hate. They always talking about Donald Trump didn't accept he didn't accept the outcome. It sounded like Hillary Clinton didn't accept the outcome. We knew she didn't accept the outcome because what she said a while back. And she still admitting it. She do not accept the outcome, but yet they always talking about Donald Trump. And this woman pretty much wishing death on Trump again because she's sitting up here calling him dangerous and wishing and wanting somebody else to come out and try to take a shot at this man. This is sickening. This is sad, and it needs to stop. I cannot wait for President Trump to win. Come on, man. Please go out and vote. Let's get President Trump in office so all this crap can come to an end. So like I said, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching. Please leave your comments down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.